party.
Yes, are you stars?
What are you doing?
Yeah, what is this?
There's a little hat.
Yes.
Oh.
Andrea and Andreas.
Andreas, we have you here. We have a girl gang. I've never had this in my life. This is very exciting, and they're all better than me at chess.
I know a lot about wine, obviously. Drink it every morning. No, sorry, that's whiskey in Ireland. I confuse the two things. Spaghetti?
Burger.
Burger?
It's 30 seconds to a minute. Alex might lose her first match.
You literally know one opening that's the
Because
easiest
it's
to
the
memorize,
best one.
and you still
It's actually very complicated at higher levels.
Yeah. Coats and accessories.
Yeah.
Opa!
Yes! Nerd, I understand that.
So we made it to London barely.
Andrea, multe contra Major.
All right, we're crossing the river, and there's Big Ben.
This is supposed to be team chess. Okay. I'm tired.
That was fucking terrible. I'm never doing it again.
He couldn't get a gambit already. Palms are sweaty, they're heavy, but on the service he's in check already.
I'm so powerful. And we are here with Alex's best Norwegian friend. Get in here, Hammer. Get in here, Hammer.
Welcome. I have notes. The
Yay,
legendary
notes.
Oslo Botez Oslo tour.
Yay.
What do you think about this work, Nick? Look at this framing. Okay, the framing is not great, but station to the royal palace.
Okay.
And it has all.
We're here with Anna Kremling, my new Botez sister. Might even bring her to Dubai.
Overhand shooting.
Did you hear that?
Okay, this is T-Bot. Come out of it.
Don't leave me.
Which we're going to be seeing. One of the main pieces.
Good tidings we bring to you and your friends. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now give us some piggy pudding. Now give us some piggy pudding.
We got with us Alexandra and Andrea Botez.
Let's just say.
Do you think chess people are fun?
Honestly, I really enjoy hanging out with chess players.
The
Botez sisters are like sharks, and there's just eels just flying around. Like
Andrea comes up with only the most refined, classiest, high-quality questions ever.
How does the knights move?
Wait, how do you get this? Yay! Another draw! Yeah! I feel one-sided there. My sister just beat the 2500 of chess 24. Yeah!
Our love game is over.
I know.
It's not going to be long.
I'm gonna climb it off. Is it over? Why are you still here? It's not going through. Look, Alex, what else did you want? Where's the radar going through?
Bonjour, Alamon. Bienvenue à Paris.
Yes, are you stars?
What are you doing?
Yeah, what is this?
There's a little hat.
Yes.
Oh.
Andrea and Andreas.
Andreas, we have you here. We have a girl gang. I've never had this in my life. This is very exciting. exciting, and they're all better than me at chess.
I know a lot about wine, obviously. Drink it every morning. No, sorry, that's whiskey in Ireland. I confuse the two things. Spaghetti? Burger?
That's 30 seconds to a minute. Alex might lose her first match.
You literally know one opening that's easy
Because it's
to
the
memorize,
best one.
and you still
It's actually very
mess up
complicated
theory.
at higher levels. Yeah. Coats and accessories. Yeah.
Opa!
Yes! Nerd, I understood that.
So we made it to London barely.
Andrea, Alright, we're crossing the river, and there's Big Ben.
This is supposed to be team chess. Okay. I'm tired.
That was fucking terrible. I'm never doing it again.
He couldn't get a gambit already. Palms are sweaty, they're heavy, but on the service he's in check already.
I'm so powerful. And we are here with Alex's best Norwegian friend. Get in here, Hammer. Get in here, Hammer.
Welcome. I have notes. The
Yay,
legendary
notes.
Oslo Botez Oslo tour.
Yay.
What do you think about this work, Nick? Look at this framing. Okay, the framing is not great, but station to the royal palace.
Okay.
And it has all.
We're here with Anna Kremling, my new Botez sister. Might even bring her to Dubai.
Overhand initiating.
You hear that?
Okay, this is too much. I'm out of it.
Don't leave.
Which we're going to be seeing. One of the main pieces.
Good tidings we bring to you and your friends. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now give us some piggy pudding. Now give us some piggy pudding.
We got with us Alexandra and Andrea Botez.
Let's just say.
Do you think chess people are fun?
Honestly, I really enjoy hanging out with chess players. And
The Botez sisters are like sharks, and there's just eels just flying around like.
Andrea comes up with only the most refined, classiest, high-quality questions ever.
How does the knight move?
Wait, help me, because another draw!
I feel one-sided there.
My sister just beat the 2500 of chess 24. Yeah.
I know.
Me too.
I'm gonna climb it off. Is it over? Why are you still here? It's not going through. Look, Alex, what else did you want? Where's the rain not going through?
Bonjour, Alamon. Bienvenue à Paris.
Party stars.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what is this?
There's a little hat.
Andrea and Andreas! Andreas! We have you here!
We had a girl gang. I've never had this in my life. This was very exciting, and they're all better than me at chess.
I know a lot about wine, obviously. Drink it every morning. No, sorry, that's whiskey in Ireland. I confuse the two things. Spaghetti? Burger?
That's 30 seconds to a minute. Alex might lose her first match.
You literally know one opening that's easy
Because
to
it's the
memorize,
best one.
and you still
It's actually very
mess up theory.
complicated at higher levels. Yeah. Coats and accessories. Yeah.
Opa!
Yes! Merde, I understood that.
So we made it to London barely.
Andrea,
Alright, we're crossing the river, and there's Big Ben.
Oh, my bad. We are live. Let me just bring up the games. I forgot that was a part of this. This layout. Hello, everyone. A very low volume. I can try to fix that. It's a little bit better now. We're going again. And it's the second game of the day. Third round of the tournament. I'm still waiting on Alexandra's camera to be ready until we can get going beyond my beautiful face. But, you know, it is what it is. Can you carry Alexandra to Woman Grandmaster? Probably not, if I'm entirely honest with you. Today's opponent, 18 or 19-year-old German kid, born 2004, about 2200 rated. Should be possible to get a win. Should be possible. But she has the black pieces, so it's a tough game given she has to have the black pieces. I'm going a little crazy watching that starting soon, not gonna lie. Okay, seems like camera is in order, and we join Reykjavik. Okay. Why is this not working? Ah, okay. Never mind. My fault. My fault. Sorry, everyone. I thought I had done everything correctly. I was wrong. Now, though. There we go. Isn't that nice? Honestly, let's put Alexandra. I know what the fans want. You don't want her hidden behind the board. I'm here for you guys. Okay, she gave us the stare. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Okay, this will have to do. This'll do. This'll do. So now, with the black pieces, she is taking on a guy who has less of a German name than the first round opponent, but let's be honest, it's still a pretty German name. You know what? Let me do this. Let's catch. Yeah, this will be fine. She's still kind of hidden. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Honestly, it feels like Alexandra has started her opponent's clock, right? Everyone else started playing. Opponent is late. I just realized. Opponent is late. His clock has been started. Let's go. Okay, so the reason I'm watching this this board is because, okay, let me just take off the board maybe. We'll take the board off until the opponent gets there. Okay, that's kind of ugly. Let me try and find the right board quickly. Yeah, we can't find the right board quickly because they haven't updated chess.com events. Feels bad. Feels bad. Okay, we're gonna have to roll with the punches. Board is back. And let's go to move 1. This is the current position. Very exciting stuff. Never before seen in chess. 2 Germans in a row. Number 1, not in a row. Because there was a game this morning. If you missed it, I'm sorry for you, but it still happened. Also, number 2, the guy from yesterday, even though he was born German, he actually has moved to the Isle of Man Chess Federation. Oh my God, she's posing. That was definitely a posing face. Wolkind is kind of a German name. Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know about that. In case opponent doesn't show up, would it still affect her rating? No. In case an opponent doesn't show up to the game and no moves are made, that does not count for ratings. Timo is from Germany. No blunder yet from Alexandra? No, not yet. But I'm sure we're just moments away. Do you think you would win if you competed? I mean, the chances of me winning this tournament is not great. I would estimate it at about, 8%. But I would have a chance. How do they pick who's black and who's white? So basically they try to do every other game. So in the previous game, Alexandra had white, so now she gets the black pieces. And in the previous game, Timo had the black pieces, so now he gets the white pieces. Maybe switch to Dina. Well, the problem is I don't have any of the games anyway. So I'm not sure I would be able to replicate Dina's opening. And also, it's very important for content that if it turns out he's very late, we need to catch the handshake for YouTube videos. And we need to get some video of her being upset and angry with this disrespectful youth. Shouldn't the clock start? I'm pretty sure they started the clocks. How much time did he lose? Thank you for the 400 bits, Bro Lim. This is the best entertainment next to Hammer playing Puzzle Pirates. Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. Okay, here we go. Game has started. D4 on the board. Alexandra immediately going C5. No hesitation. No handshake. They did a handshake when Timo arrived at the board. And now the blitz photography. Did Dina lose round 2? Yeah, she did. Already +1? Well, you know. If Alexandra didn't give her opponents a head start, you know, she'd be crushing everyone. He's out of prep? Yeah. He hasn't been studying the BotezLive channel. He hasn't been watching the stream for the last couple of weeks. This is the only thing Alexandra has been playing lately. Did Alexandra win the last round? Yeah. Clocks are not updating? No. The boards, it's not being relayed yet. We'll fix it when the relay from Iceland is up. Okay, dude with the shoulder, could you please? Oh, death stare from Alexandra. And the thumbs up when he gets the F out of there. Okay, challenge accepted. D5 on the board. Alexandra plays G6. Did you prepare her well for this opening move? We didn't really prepare this before the game because we didn't have any idea what direction this guy would be going to. But what I will say is that we've spent quite a bit of time on this Benoni. I call it the accelerated Benoni. And we've spent quite a lot of time on it in the past week. So we haven't studied it specifically for this game, but we have been studying it in the week leading up to the tournament starting. This guy is 2200. This will be difficult. Yeah. No, it's going to be tricky, but her prep is pretty good. I'm really curious if she's going to remember her prep, though. E4, D6 played. What's the idea behind G6? So the idea basically, whenever you play one of these pawns, the second next to, no. Not the side pawn, but the second to side pawn. Is that like a phrase I can say? It basically always means you want to get your bishop out and point along the diagonal. And bishops are the only pieces who often are better placed on the side of the board than in the center of the board. And that's because when a bishop is in the center, it's pointing towards the edges. while when a bishop is on the side of the board, it's pointing towards the center. Would it be possible that she plays against Ivanchuk if she wins every game? Yes, absolutely. It's more likely Alexandra will face Ivanchuk this tournament than it is that she faces Anna Kameling. But her chance of playing against Dina is pretty good. They were pretty close to playing against each other in the first round already. Would it be possible for her to play against Magnus or Hikaru this tournament? No. Magnus and Hikaru are not participating in the Reykjavik Open. How long is this tournament going to be? It's going to last until Tuesday next week. Last round is Tuesday. Why is Alexandra playing with the black pieces considering she has a lower rating? Because she played with the white pieces in the previous game. Do you think playing against a woman can have an effect on some of the more old-fashioned players? I mean, probably. But I mean, it can be like, it's very individual. Like, I have a pretty bad score against girls, but I don't know if it means anything. It might just be random. But I'm pretty sure that different players would cope differently playing against girls. Because it shouldn't be a difference, but there is. That's just the reality. Because right now, the girl population is so small that it's noticeable. That's the whole point of trying to recruit more girls to the game. You want to recruit so many people that it's not odd playing against a girl. But as long as like less than 10% of tournament competitive players are female, then, you know, it's going to be noticed. The guy plays c4. We are very happy about this. Big cheers in the chat. c4 considered not to be the best move. And the reason for this is that the pawn no longer has the ability to block our diagonal. So now after bishop to g7, this bishop will be very, very nice pointing down the board. It would be less nice if a pawn could block the bishop's influence. But having had this pawn move very aggressively forward, we don't mind that. We're happy to allow white pushing forward as long as we then have opportunities to make threats kind of in behind the pawns. Stockfish tells me white is up 0.7. Well, come again and see what Stockfish feels in 3-4 more moves. Then we'll talk. This is still part of our prep. And this is an area of our prep we're pretty confident in. Why is that move? For what? Well, basically just being aggressive with your pawns. Extra central influence is the point. The time isn't updating. Yeah, it's not, but it's not my fault. We'll get the times ready when we get the times from Iceland. With her round 2 opponent being unrated, how many points will she gain from her win? 0 points. You get no points when you play against an unrated opponent, regardless of result. So she gets no points for winning, but she also would have lost no points for losing. Have you ever played against Pia Kamling? Yeah, actually, I played against Pia Kamling just 2 weeks ago. I've played her other times as well. But I beat her with the black pieces. Very, very recently. It got me banned in Anna Kamling's chat. But it was worth it. I do believe there's a BotezLive YouTube video on it, if someone can find the link. Why is this guy taking so long? Because he was caught by surprise. And because they have 1 hour and 30 minutes for the entire game. This is not blitz chess like you guys are used to. This is serious old school. Think until you die chess. Dude looks like Courtois. Yeah. I mean, not very, but I can see what you're saying. Somewhat shorter, probably. Are you Alexandra's coach? Asks Hank. Yes. So I've been helping Alexandra prepare for this tournament. So I have very clear insights. Oh, the blue background. Where did that go? Thanks, Gerber. I'll look into it. Now it's there. Now it's not there. Ah, now I see the problem. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I fixed. The problem is if I move. Yeah. Okay. It'll have to be like this. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. Can you fix the time? No. Cannot fix the time. I'm not psychic. The times are not being relayed out of Iceland. So we need to wait for the Icelandic people to fix. And if it has been fixed, please let me know in chat. Lacey says, Hammer, please show us some of the lines. No. This is super secret opening preparation. This is going to be Alexandra's main opening with the black pieces. We don't showcase any secret prep. So yeah, in the last round and yesterday, then I was happy to show you the prep. Because that was just some random stuff we prepared for that specific player. But this, now we're kind of in her main opening. This, it's very likely she will have this same position later in the tournament. We are not revealing anything. Is knight to c3 a bad move for white? I believe it's the most common move. But also Clay. We don't write k c3 as knight to c3. That's because the k belongs to the king. So instead we call it n, knight to c3. Okay, he thought for a very long time. And then he went h3. Alexandra develops the knight and attacks the center. I'm pretty sure this is not the prep. I'm pretty sure the prep was to go e6. But okay. H3 is actually quite a decent move. Because it looks kind of silly, but it takes control over the G4 square. Why is it okay to leave the table during the match? Because you can't concentrate for such a long time. Okay, let me talk about the point of this H3. So H3 controls the G4 square, which means now you will not be able to go with the bishop to G4 as white. If white goes knight F3 trying to control the D4 square, then it's very likely that black will go bishop G4. Because this bishop wasn't actually doing that much anyway. And if we trade the bishop for the knight, white loses control in the center. This is a very typical theme for the Benoni. So that's the point of H3. Not a bad move. She rushed because she wants his time to run out. I mean, that's part of the strat. She has been playing very quickly today. Can you smoke right at the table and across your opponent's face? No. Smoking at the table is prohibited. Well, in general, in Nordic countries, you're not allowed to smoke indoors in public venues. But you're not allowed to do it at chess tournaments either. It would be considered distracting the opponent. If white's going to be weird, he's going to go G4 next. Yeah, but that's bad. So we're fine with him being that weird. Okay, so knight F6 on the board. She's threatening the pawn on E4, giving white an easy response. White will now go knight F6. If she wins, how much does her rating increase? Someone in chat might have the answer for you there. Chat, how much is she gaining if she wins this game? The knight attacks the pawn. The knight protects the pawn. H3 is still part of the preparation. Like, this is to illustrate how normal this kind of plan is. I can say H3 is still something we considered was fairly likely to be played by the white player. Can you bring a hammer to the table? I think that would be fine. Alexandra has castled her king. I swear, I was on this stream and I told her to take on d5 as quickly as possible. Okay, so castles has been played. Now knight f3. Alexandra has unfortunately messed up her prep. After knight f3, she's now gone e3, e6. And white goes bishop to e2. Alexandra takes in the center very quickly. And white recaptures with the e-pawn pretty much instantly. So what's happening now is that we have this open e-file, but her prep in this line, her prep was that, well, actually I can't reveal this. I can only say that as a coach, I came up with a smart plan to avoid this exact thing. That's all I can say. My plan was smarter than this and would have avoided something, yeah. Student don't listen, yeah. Well, it's difficult to remember all of the different lines, right? And actually, the engine kind of likes her position. Yeah, probably this is not a problem at all. Probably I'm just maximizing for comedic effect. But I'm pretty sure I had like a really interesting plan here. I had a really interesting plan. I remember being very impressed and it being the first time I had seen that plan ever. That's all I can tell you. Because if she ends up losing this game, then other opponents might be tempted to play in the same way. And so therefore I need to keep the improvements secret. Do that the next table. I think he's fine. I think he looks kind of bored. Probably his opponent is thinking for too long. Dina in the background, yeah. Dina's basically behind Alexandra's head. Okay, rook e8 on the board. So what's important to know about this position now is that it's absolutely crucial for black to be able to play the move knight to e4. So rook e8 is a good move in that regard, because it readies the knight to go to the e4 square. White is going to castle because you don't like having your opponent's rook pointing down on your king. So castling is pretty much automatic. And then Alexandra will go knight to e4. And this is going to be the position. And Alexandra will try to claim that her bishop pointing down this diagonal gives black a nice situation. Ooh, wow. Alexandra does in fact not play knight to e4 and instead plays the computer top choice. Computer top choice by Alexandra, bishop to f5. Not rushing into anything, just getting ready with more pieces to support the knight's advance to this e4 square. Because if she had gone with the knight first, she might get kicked around a little by the white pieces. So it was actually smarter for her to get the bishop out first and delay moving the knight to e4. Okay, so Alexandra has a slightly worse position. You can tell from the computer's eval bar on the left-hand side. So basically, when there's more white than black on the side of the board, it means the computer prefers white's position. But I will say that in general, where we've come now, it's difficult for white to prove the advantage. Basically saying that it's difficult to play like a computer. Are you allowed to talk to one another, like saying great move? No. Well, I mean, I guess technically you are, but it would be considered rude. Not so much by the opponent, but more about the people sitting next to you. Yeah, I saw Gerber. I'm gonna try and fix it. Okay, I guess I'll fix it now since you're bugging me. It's just that then I have to go into this ugly. It's still not here though. What are you talking about? It's still not here, Gerber. Do I have to do a refresh? Still not here. I have been lied to. I hate it when that happens. Gerber, that's the one with the 15-minute delay, though. Oh, he says. Well, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. That's a new rule, right? The 15 minutes. It has become very popular lately. It gives no real fair play benefit. Creates massive annoyance for people trying to broadcast and popularize chess. But yeah, everyone's doing it. 15 minutes delay relay. Yay. Hammer just replaced the entire game from memory. If you guys think that's impressive. Wow. You guys are an easy crowd. Is Dina not streaming her tournament games? She is kind of. I'm kind of Dina's stream. I'm just not super good at checking in with her game. Especially when I don't know what the opening was. Okay, I guess we can leave Alexandra here for a bit. First off, I'll remind everyone that this stream is being sponsored by Coinbase, which is the Botez sisters' trusted platform for trading cryptocurrency. If you're interested in crypto, there are some nice educational resources on their app and on their website. You can use command Coinbase for more information. But yeah, we're not going to have time to check in with Dina because we got to move on the board. And this is one of those controversial moves. And let me tell you right now, the bar is going to go massively in Alexandra's favor. But don't get too excited, because the move that the computer recommends is a very thematic but difficult move if you don't know it ahead of time. Oh, scheiße. What happened there? Okay, we're back here. Knight h4. Look at the eval bar. Didn't change one bit, did it? Knight to h4 was the move played. Okay, I really thought the eval bar was gonna have something to say about this move. Wow. Okay, but basically now Alexandra has... I think the eval bar is wrong. I think Alexandra here has 2 good moves she can play. But I would really like for her to spend a little bit of thinking time right now. Okay, 2 good moves that black can play. Number 1. And the one that's being suggested, actually, what happens if she just goes back? Like, this knight is undefended. Okay, so new theory, chat. New theory. I think Alexandra here can go bishop e4. That's an interesting move. The move I thought was going to be the computer's suggestion was knight to e4, allowing the capture on f5, but in return, getting the pawns forward. Apparently, Engine hates that. So maybe that's actually not a good move. But if Alexandra just moves the bishop, that's being threatened. She has 3 free squares for the bishop to go. If she just moves it, like, this guy on the side of the board is doing nothing. This guy is just... Right now it's attacking the bishop, but if the bishop just moves, the knight is very poorly placed. So for instance, bishop back, if white tries to control the e4 square, then we have this trick with the knight being placed on the same diagonal as the bishop, the knight being undefended, and takes. Oh, yeah, Alexandra is not going to play this because she's going to be scared of this double attack. And then the engine says you don't need to be scared about that because black's pieces are so powerful. Such amazing squares in the center of the board. Yeah, okay, that's probably not going to happen. Okay, but in general, it's weird putting your knight on the edge of the board, especially when your opponent has a piece pointing in that direction. And bishop e4 is also an interesting try. Because now if f3 trying to chase the bishop, wow, the knight h3, allowing the bishop to be captured. Oh, and then you sacrifice your rook. I mean, the rook. So basically, Alexandra will never come up with this. Non-believers. Oh, I didn't say that. I did not say that. That was not me saying that. That was me referencing a comment in chat. I did not say that. I agreed with it, but I did not say it. Okay, back to the current position. There's a significant difference. Like, there are things I would never say, but I would still agree with. If you are not, you know, smart enough to appreciate that nuance in this crazy game called life, then maybe you shouldn't be watching the stream. Can you listen to music during the game? I don't know. I'm too old to know how to turn on music. Okay, she goes back. This is honestly the best move. Honestly, the best move. But I'm not sure she's going to realize what the best response is after bishop to d3. That being said, after bishop d3, even knight a6 is probably okay. Oh, wow. Engine is giving some crazy stuff here. Ah, now you cannot go a3 to trap the knight because of takes, and then you have a pressure against the rook. Okay, yeah, engine is giving some... This is generally a spicy line. This is the kind of chess I would never play. But it's kind of how Alexandra likes to play. So, you know, I go along with it to be nice. Hammer doesn't play spicy chess? No. According to ChatGPT, let me see if I can find that quote. Someone input a question regarding me and chess, and ChatGPT had an answer. I was not a super fan of. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, doesn't seem like. Let me see if I can search. Hammer chat GPT chess. No results. I remember even who wrote the tweet, but I can't find it. Okay, action on the board, people. Action on the board. Never mind that. Okay, so according to ChatGPT, I am incredibly boring, and it's a miracle I have ever won a tournament. But never mind that. Never mind that. Look at the eval bar. And this time I know I'm right, because we looked at what the eval bar thought earlier. Bishop d3. It was the only logical way of following up White's play, trying to take control of the e4 square where black really wants to put their horsey. But the engines are now saying that if Alexandra sacrifices the rook, I can do it better. If Alexandra sacrifices the rook, then she will have a very nice position. So let's make a prediction. Will Alexandra sacrifice her rook by playing knight takes d5? Let's do a Okay, let's do a 2-minute prediction. She loves her rooks. Never, no, zero chance. No human would do that. And yeah. I swear to God, I sent her one message today. One message. All I said is maybe you can spend a bit more time when you're out of prep. But yeah. Wow. What a move. I mean, what a move. Knight takes d5. Incredible stuff. Recaptures with the knight. Opening up for the queen to capture on h4. The knight c7 forks the rooks. But it turns out that the computer feels, oh, here, computer doesn't even say you take back. Wow. Well, computer says you can take back, and that's fine. But alternately, it's saying bishop takes pawn. And now if the knight tries to get back, then bishop e5 is checkmate. And if bishop f4 to try and prevent bishop to e5, the knight d4 threatens knight to f3. And if the bishop blocks the queen's influence of the f3 square, then g5. Knight to c7. White is here up by a knight and a rook. And then g4. Giving up another rook. White is now up by 2 rooks and a bishop. But the knight comes in. Check on the king. You have to sacrifice your queen. Sacrificing the queen is not actually that big of an issue, because white has so many pieces in exchange for the queen. But the problem is there's no way of stopping the queen working together with a pawn to give checkmate on the next move. Wow. Like, this knight takes d5 opportunity was crazy. And I mean, I definitely agree that it was very difficult to find. But I wish at least that she had taken some time to consider it. Because right now she's still in a cramped position, struggling to get energy in the pieces. There's been 3 moves. At this point, I'm refusing to check the moves because you guys are having a fit. No, knight takes d5 is just, it's beautiful. We need to appreciate the beauty in chess a little bit. Look at this. And like, you don't even need to figure out this sacrifice. Like, that's top tier level play. But after knight takes rook, you can just take back. And Engine is saying this is completely fine for black, which is just fascinating. Because black has such good squares for the pieces. And if white tries to go like f4 to control the e5 square so that no pieces come there, now we sacrifice. Check. Check. Boom. Bishop comes in together with the queen. Really, really fascinating stuff. How the knight and pawn is just as valuable as the rook. But that didn't happen. Sag. Instead, she played knight a6 pretty quickly. And knight f3 was played. And here it's Alexandra's turn. Reality is much sadder, yeah. Because the problem is now the engine wants Alexandra to start sacrificing everything. So like in this line, she had to sacrifice her rook, but now the engine wants her to sacrifice some crazy stuff as well. Like knight b4, bishop goes back. Engine wants her to go b5. Takes and then a6. Which is difficult. It's difficult, and to be honest with you, the engine is even saying it might not be any good. And if this is not very good, then white actually accomplished precisely what he set out to do when he moved his knight to the edge of the board. So basically here, in this moment, if I go back one step further, in this moment, there were 3 black pieces. 3 black pieces controlling the e4 square. Then knight h4 happened. The bishop moved back. And after bishop d3, now there's 2 white pieces, or black pieces, but there's also 2 white pieces. And so Alexandra, it seemed like she was definitely going to be able to move this knight forward and trade some pieces, but now she was not able to. And that means because white has the extra space in the middle of the board, taking control of, for instance, this square c6, where black would like to move the knight just like white has, it means that there are more black pieces than there are good squares for those black pieces. And that's a big strategic problem. Because it means you're running out of breathing air. How easy is it for white to play precisely? I think it's pretty easy. Because every time Alexandra now does something tricky, white's response is very obvious. Alexandra can move her knight forward to attack the bishop, but then the bishop will move back. A very obvious move. Alexandra can play rook b8, trying to get this b5 pawn break. But then bishop f4, attacking the pawn on d6, will be pretty automatic. Like, why wouldn't you want to move your bishop out to attack that pawn? So Alexandra played the move knight a6 pretty much without thinking. And as a result of that move, she now has no good plan. Why did she play bishop d7 again? Because the bishop was under attack. Bishop d7 was good. It was the best move. But it was the best move based on the fact that after bishop d3, black has this incredible, unhuman sacrifice. Knight takes pawn. Okay. So the knight attacked, bishop went back. We didn't play that. We played knight a6. And now she goes queen e7. Queen e7 is a good move. And the reason why it's a good move is because it protects the pawn on d6. So it makes it less obvious that bishop f4 is a good move for white. Oh, queen b6, really? Am I that blind? Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, she goes queen b6, like I was saying. This is a good move because it makes it more difficult for white to get the bishop out. Not because you protect the d6 pawn, but because you make an attack towards the b2 pawn. That being said, I have no idea what the plan is. If white just plays a3, followed by rook b1, and then bishop out. Because part of the problem here is that this queen is now blocking our pawn. And getting that pawn involved is one of our best plans. Yeah, no, Alexandra is, well, this is the Benoni. You're kind of used to being a bit passive in the Benoni, but the thing is, she had a lot of opportunities to exploit the potential energy in her pieces, but she's played too quickly to kind of discover those opportunities, which granted were very difficult, but they were there. And right now she's struggling with that. She has more pieces than she has decent squares for the pieces. What prevents players from accessing chess databases from their phones in a tourney? Number one, if you're seen with a phone in a tournament setting, you are forfeited from your game and you get kicked out of the tournament. To some people, that's a discouragement. But, you know, if you do you. Okay, we're going to check in with Dina. We're going to switch the cameras. Oh God, I don't want to get that in my head. Okay, we're gonna move over to Dina's. Okay, and also the stuff has been fixed. Let me, yeah. Boards are updated. We can now use the clocks. That's good news. This is actually from Dina's game, though. Let's go check in with Dina. She's not there right now. She's not there, but she is having actually the black pieces. Let me flip the board. With the black pieces, Dina has played the Nimso Indian. Nimso Indian opening. And she has spent a lot of time. A lot of time. Is there a cam for every game? No, just the streamers. Have you ever played chess? Once or twice. Such a cool location. Yeah, it's really sunny now. Considering it's 5 p.m., I didn't realize the sun stayed up this long in March. I guess it's almost April at this point. Did Dina win her morning game? No, Dina lost. Oh God, I really hate that song. Okay, let's say if we can say something good about Dina's position. Her opponent has the bishop pair. The bishops are pointed down towards the black king. Dina still hasn't developed her knight. She has a better position than Alexandra. But she's also a massive favorite in her game. So, you know. Pros and cons. Is this the Queen's Indian? No, it's the Nimso Indian. Is Andrea playing in this tournament? No, she's training for her boxing match in mid-April. Her opponent posted a video of her doing like, I think it was like 8 chin-ups. Or whatever that's called. It looked pretty intimidating. I remember I went to this like special athlete school. And I beat half of the handball girls in chin-ups. Pull-ups? Maybe it's pull-ups. It's the one where you get your chin over... Well, it's not pull-up. Maybe it's pull-up. I don't know. I call it chin-up. Whatever. Arms facing forwards or backwards? Apparently that's a big difference. I don't remember what I did. Are you going to her fight? No. Maybe I should. Honestly, I hadn't eaten it. It hadn't really crossed my mind to go. I mean, I could. Is that Simon Williams? Yeah, in the background it is. Next to Dina right now. Dina in her leather pants. I wonder if that's the right moment to promote her fan house. Go check out her Twitter at the very least. Yeah, so Dina is I mean, she's worse, but she's doing okay. She has some pressure in towards the center, and she has pieces pointed towards the white king. So even though like she's slightly worse, it's a position that can easily go wrong for white if you take a step in the wrong direction. It's honestly the kind of position where the strongest player wins, which massively favors Dina because she's way stronger than her opponent. Hammer's the best promo guy. I'm trying, GC. I'm really, really trying. I'm hoping to sell a hell of a number of sweaters this week. What happened to Alexandra's game? We kind of got depressed watching her get squeezed, watching her pieces lack any decent squares. So we're basically taking a vacation from Alexandra's game to watch Dina's game instead and see what happens when we have like nice diagonals for our pieces and we have hopes and dreams of getting our knight to the c4 square. So, yeah. Okay, I guess vacation is over. Let's go back to Alexandra. Well, actually, let's catch this while we have Dina in frame. Dina with coffee checks out, but what is she eating? Is that a cookie? Or is it a kebab? Maybe it's just a sandwich. Food is food, sure. The coffee part is the most important. Today, they're playing 2 games in one day. And while that may not sound like a lot, it's pretty devastating when you're playing. It is rough. Could be a whale. I have seen a lot of whale beef being advertised in Reykjavik. Okay. We're moving back. We'll check in with Dina later on. I suspect we're going to need more vacations from Alexandra's position. Let me get the game as well. Now also with clock times. So the good news is Alexandra is up on the clock. The bad news is everything else. Accidental novelty. E6 and Benoni. Why did Alexandra wait until move 7? Do you support that? If you look at the VODs, you will have seen me express some frustration at the timing. I think that's all I have to say on the matter. But her position was good out of the opening. It needed some precision. I don't like her queen on b6. That makes 2 of us. Chess maniac. Okay, so this is what I think is going to happen right now. I think white is going to go rook b1. Alexandra will go a5 to control the b4 square. White is going to go bishop f4. Alexandra will go queen a6 to try and go b5. And then white will go a4. This is what I think is going to happen. And if this black queen could move over here, black would be completely fine. If the queen could move over to f7, black might even be better. But the queen don't jump like that. getting it over here to protect our king is going to take some time. If even possible. But if I could put it here, boy, black would have a nice position. Over here, pretty much a disaster. Okay, camera's back. We'll switch the scenes. I feel like I made Alexandra's clock smaller than the other guys. But now I feel like it's bigger. Maybe it's just because it's a bigger number. She's doing well on time. Honestly, we've seen so many Botez tournaments where Alexandra is just massively down on time. So it's fine. Actually, whoa, I didn't even realize. She already played so quickly. And the guy didn't even go rook b1. I have no idea why he's not going rook b1. Okay, queen c2 was decent as well. And now a5 from Alexandra. Computer doesn't like her position, but at the very least, she has a plan. She has a plan, and she has... I'm gonna be honest with you guys. She has a pretty good plan. I'm liking her plan. Okay, bishop f4. That was to be expected. White tries to put pressure in towards the d6 pawn. I mean, if we could get the queen here, that would be very nice. But chess isn't played that way. Yeah, let's not do that. First Botez gambit of the tournament. What's the plan with the queen on f8? Basically, just protect the pawn on d6 without standing in the way of these guys on the other side. And also protecting the king. Main card gifts 5 subs to the community. Thank you. How do we enter the giveaway? Let's do the giveaway in 15 minutes. Do we get more viewers if we have the giveaway at a certain time, or do we get more viewers if we don't tell anyone about the giveaway? We'll do a giveaway in 15 minutes. It's fine. Do Danes and Swedes understand each other? I have no idea. I'm Norwegian. But my impression is that generally Danes are difficult to understand. What country is the opponent from? The opponent today is German. Hammer, do you cross-country ski? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay, Alexandra played again. I'm not sure about this move, though. Knight to h5. So she's threatening the bishop. The bishop will 100% go to h2. And now the question is, like, the only possible justification of putting your knight here on the edge of the board is if you follow up with f5 afterwards. But isn't that like an unnecessarily risky move? Okay, let's do a... Well, why are we laughing? Why are we laughing? I missed something. Blinded by sunlight. Oh, okay. Okay, why F5? Well, because otherwise there was no point to moving the knight over. We need to do a prediction quick. Knight h5, bishop h2. So he wants to keep the pressure towards the d6 pawn. Okay, prediction too late. Alexandra is playing ridiculously quickly. Like, seriously, what is up with her today? Has anyone ever seen her play this fast in the past? Okay, so f5 is on the board. Wow. Every day she plays bullet. Oh, yeah, that's true. You guys only know, like, internet blitz Alexandra. I know classical Alexandra. And she is slow. Like, proper slow. Is f4 an idea? Yeah, f4 is an idea. But the problem is, if you continue forward to block the bishop, then you just get hit by the knight instead. But yeah, it might be one of the better ideas still. White actually has a winning move here, which is kind of surprising. But knight to a4 is just extremely powerful. Knight to a4 attacks the queen. If the queen moves back, then the queen is no longer protecting the d6 pawn. If the queen moves to the side, then there's a very nice trick based on no one defending the knight on c7. And it showcases how well placed this white bishop is. The knight can sacrifice itself, force this black pawn to recapture, but then opening up for the bishop to take the knight. Really, really, really nice. So from the current position, if knight a4, Alexandra's only option here is to capture the knight before it does more damage. But the problem is, after the trade, black has no dark square control. Well, no light square control, I mean. Although actually bishop h6 is a pretty nice move. Yeah, okay, this maybe it's not so bad. Okay, it's not good, but it's not a disaster. Also, knight a4 was a difficult move to find, and indeed he didn't find it. Rook e1, sensible move. Trying to control the open file. But we actually talked about this a little earlier. We talked about how the black position has too many pieces. More pieces than the position has good outposts for those pieces. So even though white thinks he's being oh so clever, trying to control the open file, now Alexandra can just say, yes, I will trade rooks. And then she can go, yes, I would like to trade another pair of rooks afterwards. And this would maybe be okay. Like, this is not too bad for Alexandra. I just don't think the Benoni fits her style at all. Buddha, call me. Come help me out. I'm having a long day. Is her bishop not bad? Well, this bishop is doing a pretty nice defensive job. It could be worse. Right now, Alexandra's main problem is her queen. Her queen is pretty off. Okay, never mind. Buddha is only accepting messages from people who share. Only accepting direct messages from friends. Huh? There is also the chance I blocked him. Why is Alexandra's clock still going? Because this is the current position. She's thinking about whether to trade the rooks. Are you actually on Timo's side? What? Why not the stone wall? Sounds so powerful. I don't know. I think Alexandra, she hasn't really found her style yet. It's not really clear to me what her style is. But she likes playing pretty aggressive stuff. So for the moment, it's nice to just stay within the kind of things she likes. But I would like to see her get better with pawn structures. I think that would help quite a great deal. But I think she's going to have a problem with pawn structures in pretty much any opening she plays. Have you coached her before? No. I've never coached her before. I take no responsibility for any of the lack of improvement in the past 4 years. She did gain a lot of rating on chess.com though, to be fair. How long did it take you to find your style? Yeah, that's a good question. I would say I kind of settled in my style maybe at 16, 17. But in chess, it doesn't really matter what age you are. It matters more what level you are. So at 16, 17, I was like international master. 2420, 2440, thereabouts. Because it's difficult to figure out what your style is before you kind of have. As long as you need to improve everything, you kind of don't have a style. What's hammer style? exchange queens and play an endgame? Yes. It's not a big secret, but it works for me. Is Alexandra 34? I mean, all I can say is that a person born in 1988 is either 34 or 35. And Alexandra's birthday is in September. Are you named after MC Hammer? No, but actually, fun fact, this is true. Or at least it's on Wikipedia. MC Hammer's record with Hammer Time on it was released in Norway June 1st. And I was born at like 5 a.m. June 2nd. True story, true facts. I thought she was a Leo. September 24th, apparently. Someone said it earlier. It's in September at some point. I have no idea what star sign that is. Am I expected to know that kind of info? What is Queen A6? Looks awful. Queen A6 we like. We're fans of this moves. In fact, I suggested this move earlier. We want to go B5. So no, we like this move. Call me, goddammit. Oh, sorry. Hey. How are you doing? I have one scene where it says on call Alexandra with a picture of Alexandra, but I don't think I could get away with using that here.
Any
and no one can hear you because I didn't turn on your sound. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Okay, so what are you thinking about today's game, and what is your analysis? What opening do you think Alexandra should be playing?
I think that you brought up an interesting question about style and like at what level you were when you developed your style. But to me, from what I know of Alexandra and how long that we've been playing against each other, I feel like she excels in more straightforward, positional, sound, fundamental openings. Like I'm surprised that she's not playing the hammer rep. I think that you mentioned that she likes to be aggressive, but as somebody that's at a similar level to Alexandra, I think that maybe that's a bit of a misunderstanding, not of like you misunderstanding Alexandra, but more of like players of our level misunderstanding ourselves and what we want out of a position. Because I think in chess nowadays, in a lot of different theoretical openings, it's difficult to deal with positions that have a lot of tension and not a lot of clarity. And I think that positions that have clarity are easier to play, which is why people at that level tend to want to be more aggressive, if that makes sense. But I think her strengths actually lie more in sound positional openings, very much unlike the Benoni. Like I feel like she is going to struggle to find a lot of the Benoni-esque moves that you just need to have the intuition to play the opening well.
So do you want to tell her or should I?
I feel like your opening, rep is pretty good for.
I can't get her to play
like
the
us.
Queen's Gambit declined. Like, you think I haven't tried?
Maybe maybe you just need to attack it from a different angle, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
But, like-
Her Benoni rep is actually quite good. I don't know if you caught the entire game, but she had this incredible sacrifice to give her a good position earlier. But it makes sense with what you're saying, like that these kind of Benoni games, they require a certain level of accuracy and a certain level of brute force.
Yeah,
that's
like
difficult to
concreteness.
just understand, that you kind of have to, well, know or be on the lookout for.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, you know, her opponent missed that knight a4 move earlier. That feels like a very typical thing for players that are less experienced in the Benoni to just not even really consider.
Yeah, no, but normally you're not supposed to give away and trade pieces even for the light squared bishop. I feel like the knight a4 thing was pretty unique to this situation.
But that's like
because
kind
the
of
black
how
queen is out of position. Like if the black queen had been on d8 or something, trading the knight for the bishop would have been bad.
That's true, but that's kind of like the point I'm trying to make about the Benoni, right? Is that it's very concrete. It's not one of those positions that you play sort of on intuition, I
Yeah.
guess.
No, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, number one, I'm not sure I can get Alexandra to play something more solid, and number two, I'm having a tough time kind of understanding her strengths and her weaknesses, and I'm not entirely convinced that, you know, she should play something solid, because like there are some. I feel like the thing I recently discovered is that she needs to work on her pawn structures, and I'm not the right coach to do that, because that's like, then you actually have to be a good coach and like have training exercises that you've done with multiple students over several years and whatnot. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. How are you doing? Are you watching the games the whole week?
I've tuned in off and on. I wouldn't say that I've been watching them like super consistently, but no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I might ask you to jump on a call later on, just to
for sure.
energize the streamer a little bit.
My only question here is should black play a4? This is something that I've been like waffling back and forth on. It feels positionally like a move that makes a lot of sense, but I haven't heard it talked about yet, and I just have to know before I go.
I mean, a4, it makes a lot of sense. But right now, she has this opportunity to try and trade off all the rooks. She hasn't really used that opportunity yet, but it feels like it's probably not going away. I don't like her f5 move though. Like f5 is just weakening her own position, and I think it's more likely that white will now manage to break through. But I think a4 is bad when the rooks are traded off. So I'm trying to find some kind of non-move for white. So say rook here, and trades. In this kind of position, she probably doesn't want to go a4, because then it's so easy to go like queen d1, bishop c2, and take on a4. But actually, no, she can make the counterattack on b2. And her position is bad, but her position is also difficult to break down. And actually, the non-move I kind of just joked about has actually been made on the board. Rook a d1, that's not a good move.
What a prediction. Wow. I don't know if that's a good sign for you or a bad sign for you, but
I don't know, but this is not a good move. This is just wasting a move because the rook is not doing anything on d1. Oh, maybe he wants to sacrifice with knight e6.
Maybe now would be a super opportune time then for her to exchange on e1, especially now that he's wasted a move with the rook.
Yeah, no, I would definitely like to see her trade off the rooks. So like if she trades off the rooks, she'll get another attack afterwards. And if she manages to get all the rooks off the board and she doesn't play a4, so she doesn't have that weakness to deal with. It's the same thing I've been saying for some time now, that I feel like if she had her queen over on f8, like this would be a good position for black. Her massive problem at the moment is the positioning of the queen and the queen's inability to get back into play quickly. But if she could get the queen back to f6, this is probably not so bad for her. This is the kind of position where you're passive and the computer loves white, but where in practical play it's actually difficult for white to make headway. Okay, and while we're saying all of this, she played a4.
She decided to play a4, yeah.
It's probably not that big of a problem, but I do dislike that she has now had 3 opportunities to try and get all the rooks off the board. But it seems like she's pretty determined to keep the rooks and the tension. Maybe it's not such a bad thing.
I feel like as a lower rated player, though, that one of the few things you do understand about the Benoni is that you are positionally like worse, just on principle, and so it's pretty difficult to kind of convince yourself that you should exchange pieces, right? Like black's pawn structure, like the pawn on d6 is just always bad. It's like a permanent weakness. It's hard to make a super committal decision like, oh, let's exchange 1, 2, 3 set of pieces, At least that's what like my tiny like bad player P brain is feeling.
Yeah,
your
in a P brain is showing. Your P brain is showing. I can barely contain my laughter at all of your chess comments right now. But you're saying it with such bravado.
Insight into maybe what she's thinking and why she's not exchanging. Like we're at the same, like 1 head level.
Of course
we're not like 5 head GMs.
Oh, you're comparing yourself with Alexander. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
When you said we're on the same like level, I wanted to interrupt that train of thought.
You're on a totally different level.
Let me tell you this then, John. In the Benoni, you do want to trade pieces because black is cramped. And that's like the one thing about Benoni you just really need to know. Any minor piece trade is good for black, pretty much. It's why we want to trade the bishop for the knight on f3 if given the option. And but also you need to realize, and this is an important distinction, which means that if John doesn't realize this, then I'm gonna say it out loud for all of chat to understand. There's a massive difference between the Benoni proper and what we have on the board here, because the way Alexandra played, she gave white the opportunity to recapture with the e pawn on d5, and this is actually much better for white than having this pawn in the center. And the reason for that is because it now becomes so much more difficult for her to advance the pawns on the queen side to try and create counterplay over there. You've seen how she kind of got her queen stuck on the edge of the board, trying to, have something happen over here, but it's so difficult with this pawn on c4 instead of the pawn on e4, where also that pawn would be a target for our attack. So I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream, but I gotta check my notes after the game, but I'm pretty sure she played slightly inaccurately. Wow, computer doesn't like that sack though.
Well, that's good news for us.
Yeah. Okay, I got to do a giveaway, but good talking to you, and we'll talk more if time permits.
Thanks for the info, Hammer. You're doing great, man. Keep it up.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, stuff is happening. People, number one, our German just sacrificed a pawn. Our German just sacrificed a pawn. Yes, also say thank you to John, Mr. Buddha, for his thoughts. White has just sacrificed a pawn and is offering trades. Basically, what did we say was Alexandra's problem? She wanted to have trades happen, but it's difficult to make it work. Now, not only is she getting a trade, she's also winning a pawn, and she's making it easier to get her queen into the center of the board. This is cause for major celebrations. Major celebrations. This is great news. Let's do a prediction. Is she going to capture with a bishop, or is she going to capture with a knight, or is she going to do something else entirely? 3 options prediction. Okay, number 2. Well, if you're so sure, Buddha, then, you know, put your channel points on it. It's so easy having an opinion, but let's see you back it up. Also, a reminder to everyone, this stream and this broadcast is sponsored by Coinbase. Oh, of course. We never get the predictions in time. Feels bad. But the good thing is, now she's winning a pawn. That's a free pawn. But does she take with a knight, or does she take with a rook? Okay, let's try to do a prediction. Take with a knight or take with a rook? P-Brain says she takes with a knight. I would also think so. But it's better to take with a rook. Okay, as I was saying, this stream is brought to you and sponsored by, supported by, presented by Coinbase, which is the crypto platform for trading trusted by the Botez sisters with their crypto investments. If you're curious about crypto and want to learn more, you can go on their app or on their website and check out the educational resources available there. For more information, use command Coinbase in chat. And, oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, no. I think we have to void that, no? Counts? I'm not sure that counts. There were like 2 seconds. You're counting that one? Okay. Gerber's prerogative. I think most of the bets were made before the move was visible. Did Hammer just swear? I am old enough to be allowed to swear. Thank you very much. Giveaway, yeah. So that's what we were starting. We were celebrating the new, recently acquired activity of the Black Pieces. And we're celebrating the activity of the Black Pieces with a giveaway. What's on the line today is this. Very nice. BotezLive. Well, you get it. The sweater. Apparently I lost my face trying to showcase it. A nice little logo on the front. A nice little BotezLive on the sleeve. And use !hoodie2 to enter the giveaway. Put that in chat. You only have 2 minutes to sign up for this giveaway. If you do not win the giveaway, then you still have the opportunity to get this nice sweater. You can, oh gosh. You can use !merch when all this spamming subsides. Or you can go to BotezLive.shop to check out the BotezLive merch. There's the sweaters, which are really nice and soft and comfy. But there's also like these really nice purple chest sets. And actually, let me get one of the boxes. I don't know if that's a good sign, but one of the things I like the most about the merch is the packaging. So the pieces for the chest sets comes in this very nice box, first edition. BotezLive with the Queen. I kind of like it. So yeah. And the winner, Catface Moo. Congratulations. Please get in touch with our mod, Gerber, in the chat to get your contact info. Okay, we got a couple of moves. We got excited there for a little bit that the black pieces were finding good squares. The computer wanted Alexandra to take back with the rook. I'm kind of curious how that makes a difference. Okay, so basically what the computer is saying is that you cannot really defend the threats against the pawn on d6. Oh, actually, you can defend against. So if you had used the rook to capture instead of the knight, then you would have this e8 square available to move your knight back and protect the pawn. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. There's some logic to that. So that's why Alexandra should have taken with the rook to have more defense available. Instead, she took with the knight, and when the white knight came up to attack on d6, now she makes a really strange blunder. But the engine says it's not a blunder, which is very confusing. So Alexandra goes knight to d4. And then after knight to d4, pawn takes. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay. So if white had taken the rook, then knight takes opens up the defense for the bishop to give protection to the knight. So that's fine. So the knight captures in the center. And here, Alexandra does not capture the rook on e1. So here, Alexandra needed to capture this rook. And after taking back, then she recaptures the knight. And the idea is that even though this rook is now on the open file, the point is after c5, we get queen a5. And queen a5 is hitting the rook on e1. So it's not a complete disaster. Then the computer said that after takes, now rook takes rook would be good. Because if you take back with the rook, c5 opens up the attack on the queen and opens up an attack on the black pawn in the center. And not only an attack on the pawn in the center, this pawn can even become a passed pawn. 2 steps away from becoming a new queen. Oh wow, the moves are coming in so quickly. So, what? So after c5, she got another opportunity to capture the rook and then go with the double attack. And that seems worthwhile thinking about, right? Like, this is tricky. There's complications, there's captures. Yeah, she's hardly taking any time. She's playing way too fast. But often when you play way too fast, it's just because you're so tired. That I can sympathize with. This is her 3rd game in like 28 hours. But instead of doing this, she plays b5. And now Engine just says it's game over. En passant again? Well, at this point, we would really like to see the en passant on the board. Because that would make the situation less bad. Because then at least we get to capture this little guy. And then we're up a pawn still. But the problem is, if the pawn instead captures the black pawn, like, this guy is dangerous. And not only is this guy dangerous, the pressure on the b5 pawn is problematic. We don't have reinforcements for this guy because we traded off our bishop. Wow. We did a giveaway to celebrate, and it turns out what we're celebrating is Alexandra's death. We really thought something good was happening. The guy was giving up a pawn. We thought it was for basically no reason. And pretty much just 15 minutes later, her position is hopeless. Take the giveaway back? Yeah, give it to someone else, right? 500 people thinking we should do the giveaway fresh tomorrow. One guy thinking, probably not the best idea. Is Andrea higher rated than Alexandra now? Good one. What's Andreas over the board rating? 1600, I think. Can you be a little bit more supportive? I'm really trying. Trust me. I'm really trying. Inside, I'm crying. This is the most supportive I can be. This is trying? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I mean, you try and say something positive about Alexandra's position. Hammer isn't angry, he's disappointed. I bet you that's a Norwegian saying that. There's this commercial in Norwegian that goes, well, it goes pretty much the same phrase. I'm not angry, I'm just very disappointed. Something positive, she still has her queen. Well done, Fu. Yeah, she does still have her queen. That's stolen from Denmark? Don't get me started. Dane's trying to say, oh yeah, and you Norwegians, you just steal everything from us. As if they didn't steal our entire country and make us speak their language. Talk about stolen. What are today's words not to mention after the game? Yeah, I don't know if you caught the end of stream yesterday, Korshti, but that strategy failed miserably. So I tried not to say any of the bad trigger words, and then Alexandra got really upset that I wasn't saying anything at all. Now Hammer has another game to convince her to switch her openings. But I kind of like this opening. I don't know. I looked quite a bit at it, and I think it's okay for black. And like during the game, she had a lot of interesting opportunities and possibilities. But the thing is, playing 2 games in one day is so brutal. I cannot emphasize enough how brutal it is. And then take into consideration, she got to Iceland less than 48 hours ago. So she's jet lagged. She's playing games at 2 a.m. and 11 a.m. Pacific time. No, 2 a.m. and 9 a.m. Pacific time. And she's playing 2 back-to-back. And, you know, it's all excuses, but it's very good excuses. If she doesn't do well, we're getting more poker. Yeah. So I'm very motivated to help her do well, Crouch. I want more poker as much as you guys. Which is to say, not at all. She should try a new coach. Honestly, she did. She's been training with Danya. This one's not on me. What does Hammer specialize in coaching? Complete beginners. And world champions. What can I say? I'm very diverse. But not intermediates. Yeah. Unfortunately. Unfortunately for Botez and the entire BotezLive community. Her level is not my strong suit. Do you have qualities you like in your students? Sure. You know, nerds. No spare time. Addictive personalities. Benji. I want Benji, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so Alexandra moved her rook over to attack the queen. The queen moved over. The queen now working together with the bishop, trying to attack the pawn on b5. The problem is, well, I say the problem, but yeah. The problems are, if we try to defend this pawn, then d7 opens up for the bishop to capture our rook. And if rook c5 to protect the pawn, then there might be scary things happening with our king. And if we try to attack the queen again, which honestly is probably what we should be doing, then the queen can stay on the same diagonal and keep pointing towards this b5 pawn. And it turns out we have no real way of keeping that pawn defended for the aforementioned reason that every time we try to use the rook for this, we get hit by the bishop. Okay, rook e8, back where we came from, an attack on the queen. If he goes queen f3, we're still not okay, but, you know, we're not losing instantly. So our only, well, maybe not only, but our main problem here is if he moves the queen back, which feels kind of defensive. It's like, oh yeah, no, I'm so scared I'm moving my queen back. So maybe he's not going to do that because it's uncool moving your queen back. That being said, the pressure this queen together with the bishop has on the pawn on b5, I think we're going to make that black pawn green. Because it basically means you're free to capture that guy. Green means, yes, go ahead, capture the pawn. Oh, wow. Did you really make that into a prediction, Gerber? I mean, there are people who is willingly giving away their channel points. I mean, who am I to not accept such a nice gift? Let's see. 2,300. No, 230,000. That should sway the odds a little bit. Is this the current board? No, this is. The rook is attacking the queen. Please don't make your move just yet. Come on, wait a little bit. Wait a little bit. People are giving away 700,000. Oh, he made the move. He made the move too soon. Too soon. Void. 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 What? Why is he going queen f3? Oh, that was close. You got lucky as F, the mod says. Wow. Okay, it just didn't occur to me that he could possibly play this, given how strong the pressure on b5 was. Why queen f3? I guess he just wanted to move the queen away because the queen was being attacked. And you keep the queen in the center of the board. It's still pretty hopeless for Alexandra, but at least now she doesn't have to deal with the immediate threat on her pawn. If she can eliminate white's pawn on d6, there might be some survival chances here. Maybe bishop f8. Just try and take it out with the most brute force method available to us. There's nothing for Alexandra to do now. Yeah, it wasn't a bad move. It was just not the best move. Okay, Alexandra is trying to stop this pawn on d6. And on the next move, she can try to bring her bishop in as well. How is Dina doing? Let's check in on Dina. Vila, are you here? Let's go see how Dina's doing. How long have you been coaching Alexandra? I'd rather not say. That long, yeah. Long enough for me to be able to make a difference. Will she win any games this tournament? Of course she will. Are you kidding me? She won earlier today. But she's really struggling with the black pieces against the higher rated. So what would be very good for Alexandra if she managed to break the trend? If she managed to play a draw, for instance, against this Timo kid, then she would get the white pieces against a good player next round. And that would be so much easier. Vila. He is running out of time. Yeah, he is. It's just, you know, he's running out of time in 30 minutes. It would be interesting if he was down to like 5 minutes. Then I think he would be really stressed out. But having almost 30 minutes on the clock is rough. Okay. I think Vila is sleeping. I think we gotta let him sleep. I think Vila's been up for like 35 hours straight. I'm not entirely sure he slept tonight. Okay, bishop e5 on the board. But this bishop is needed to protect the pawn on d6. So is he really trying to trade with this knight? That makes no sense. This feels like a step in the wrong direction for white. If Alexandra now just plays rook b8, rook b8 offers extra protection to the pawn. In case of the trade, then she recaptures. She's ready to take down this annoying pawn on d6. Like, if he takes on d4, you can take this one. Yeah, actually, that's not great. Wow. Is he really just going to take the pawn on d4? That might actually be good. Yeah, we don't have any way of protecting that pawn. Oh, Dina. Dina's here. I guess then we switch. We need some better news. We need a nicer position. How is Dina doing? She got her knight to the c4 square. That's good. So we're liking this knight. We're liking the eval bar. I said earlier, it's the kind of position where the stronger player wins. Because it's very unbalanced. And Dina has kind of proven that by slowly but surely maneuvering her pieces into better positions. That being said, I don't really know what she's going to be doing next. I really like this pawn structure for white to make the black bishop and the black knight bad. These two black pieces are struggling against the force of the two pawns and how these two pawns are working together, limiting the options. So the engine massively prefers black's position, but it's actually not so clear. It's not going to be super easy for Dina to win this. But, you know, she's focusing. We can see her with her her head in her hands. Standard chess player posture, this. Basically, a good chess player's head, a good chess player's brain is so heavy that you have to use your elbows to keep the head elevated and in place. You cannot rely on the neck alone to support the head. You need to have a thinking position like the one Dina has here. Completely covering her face, but making sure that her head has a nice view of the position. I like it when Hammer uses his authoritative voice to talk nonsense. What are you calling nonsense? Okay, a5 on the board. She's being very aggressive. But what if we now capture the knight? Engine did not like this move. Takes. A4? A4, really? Takes. Oh, apparently this is super good for white. That was not entirely obvious to me, if I'm completely honest with you. Why can we not just capture this one? Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't think all of that was super obvious. But apparently Dina can now get into some trouble because the white pawns are doing such a good job restricting the black pieces. So we're not being able to utilize our pieces to the best of their abilities. And so after a5, bishop takes knight is a very good move. And yeah, that's not great news. We came from Alexandra's board from a terrible position there. We went on a little vacation to Dina's board. But it turns out the only vacation we got was to see Dina make a move the engine didn't like. And it's still a very tense game. Chances for both sides to win the. But Dina is down by 13 minutes. The Botez curse, someone is calling it the hammer curse. Wow. That's rude. Me watching the game comes with a curse. Okay, let's move back to Alexandra, I guess, to test the hypothesis. What's the name of Dina's live channel? It's the Belenkaya, I think. Hammer commentary worked out just fine for Hikaru. Thank you, Peter. Nice to have some constructive messages in chat. Okay, knight to e4. Why is this not a very nice move? Why is the engines so unhappy? We're going to win this pawn. We're going to get rid of the major problem in white's position. We give up another pawn. Well, I mean, you say another, but we're not actually down a pawn at this stage. It's equal in number of pawns, and frankly, we're going to lose this guy anyway. What we're accomplishing by knight e4 is that we're surrounding this guy. Takes. Okay, I'm not going to say this is fine, but it definitely could be worse. We're down a pawn. Our king position is a bit off, but it's not that bad. Looked like black had a better move in that line. Well, it turns out white is the one to have a better move. So if Timo is very clever, Queen d5 is an incredible resource. Queen d5, check on the king. And when the king moves, then you take the bishop, because now it's check. King moves back. Queen gives another check. King moves over. Queen gives another check. And then the rook comes in. And this is actually checkmate in one move. There's no way for black to stop the queen from getting in and executing the checkmate. Uh-oh. That was not the happy streamer look. Live board? Okay, if you insist. She knows. Yeah, she knows. Have you ever been fired mid-tourney? Well, no. I usually get fired after the tourneys. I have been fired, if that's what you're asking. First time for everything, yeah. Do you want to be fired mid-tourney? I don't know. Let me check with my lawyers. I'll be right back. It may depend on some formulations in my contract. I'm pretty sure I get paid even though I get fired mid-tourney. It's like with soccer managers, you know? When they get fired, they still get paid for their entire contract, usually. If you want to make a lot of money as a manager, you just, you know, you get fired many times, but blame everyone else so that you don't get so that you still get rehired by other people. Oh man, he saw it. Oh man. Queen d5 check. Good move. Very good move. That's a killer. Yeah, it really is. Forcing the king to a worse square. So now if the king goes up or to the side, it means that white is able to capture this bishop while giving a check. So that means Alexandra really only has one option. She needs to go to the side. And now the difference is that in this line, which was previously, you know, not great, but not terrible with her king on g8. Now white has the extra option of moving the queen down and give a check. And this is highly problematic. That queen being able to come in and attack along the side, even capturing a pawn. But most importantly, just robbing the king of all its defensive resources. Yeah, check has been played. What went wrong this game? I think she played too quickly. I think that's the main. She had plenty of interesting opportunities during the game. It's just that she didn't manage to identify the critical moments where you need to take your time to find the right solution. The coaching went wrong. Imagine your username being Peacekeeper and trying to stir up trouble like that. You should lose your username, sir. That is not keeping the peace. Peacekeeper is a gun, though? Wow. Americans, huh? You have weird names for things. Sack on age 2 for the memes. Might as well. This king is not going to last for too much longer. Rook d3. Yeah, rook d3 seems likely. Rook f3 seems dead ski. Okay, let's do a prediction. Will Alexandra resign after White's next move? No, never resign. Nah. Wow, I could get a lot of free channel points here. Let's get the prediction. 1 minute prediction. Let's not give all of these people saying no time to think about things. Already made it was 2. Wait, what? I don't see any prediction. Where can I win channel points? Would you resign if you were playing with Alexandra's position? Not after queen to h4, no. After rook d3, I would probably resign. Queen h4, I would not. This move doesn't really do anything. King moves back. Like, why are you forcing the king to move to a safer position? Why are you moving your queen away from its dangerous positioning? No need to resign here. Is rook d3 not that obvious? No, it's very obvious. I don't know why he didn't do it. But now it's not as effective. Because now Alexandra can kind of try and hide in the corner. Oh no, even this doesn't work. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that no matter what happens, Alexandra's position is suboptimal. Is it that he played good or she played badly? I mean, he played okay. Mistakes were made, yeah. Slept was had. Wow, he repeats the position. What a guy. What a guy. Potential draw, people. Back and forth, back and forth. Easy draw. Draw incoming. King goes back. This is the second time this position has occurred. If this position happens one more time, Alexandra can claim a draw. Say that the opponent played the same thing 3 times, and then the game is over. He's playing with his food. Well, you shouldn't do that. Yeah, he found rook d3. Now we get to test my theory that Alexandra will resign after rook d3. She has no defense against the rook coming in on that f3 square to attack the king. Oh no, she doesn't resign. But now it's checkmate on the board. Check, check, check. Over. Rook h8 has been played. Rook f3, check on the king, has been played. Hammer keeping up with the puzzles. That one I actually did see myself. But I also do have an engine running on the side. Alexandra will allow her opponent to checkmate. Content queen. Content queen. I got my king stuck on the opponent's half of the board. I Botez gambited my queen. Oh no. The classic resign one move away from checkmate. Don't you hate those guys? Always. I don't know how we've allowed this to become a thing in chess. But everyone resigns one move away from checkmate. I once allowed Peter Svidler to checkmate me instead of resigning one move before. I felt like he deserved it. And Magnus allowed me to give checkmate with en passant. He didn't have to do it, but he did it, and it made the game so much better. Baker in chat trying to remind me that Magnus did let me get the checkmate. Good call, Baker. I'm with you on that. What's the prize for the winner? The winner of the tournament gets $5,000. No, 5,000 euros. Even better. That's not much. It's much better than similar tournaments. It's quite good for a tournament that's this week. Okay, I'm gonna get ready for Alexandra to get on the call. And we will talk to her. We'll be respectful. Okay, so don't say not anything. But also don't say, oh, this is tricky. So I need to say not nothing. but I also need to say less than everything.
Hello, can you hear me?
Where did the Zoom call go?
Hear you.
Yeah,
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now. Hi, Hammer. Hi, chat.
You're kind of upside down.
Oh.
But it's because we're rotating stuff pretty weird.
Okay, there we go.
Did that improve things, chat? Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Tough start.
Yeah, no, but like the tournament is so brutal. Like, how can you have a double round right after the first round when everyone is getting settled? It is just, yeah.
I know, but I mean, it's that hard for everyone, so that's not an excuse.
Yeah,
Feels
sure.
bad.
Yeah, no, it's true. But also, I do think you're getting a bit unlucky that you're having the black pieces against the tough opponents. It does make a difference. And so right now, the priority is just trying to break that streak. If you manage to get a draw the first round on Saturday, then that's just going to help so much, because then you're going to get the white pieces against the higher rated, which is going to make things so much easier.
Ugh, and it sucks because the one game I won was unrated too, so now I'm kind of bleeding.
Well,
at least pretty.
There's limits to how much you're bleeding, considering these guys are quite a bit higher rated than you.
Yeah.
You only need to beat a 1900 to make up for it.
So how did I play?
So I feel like you played it maybe too quickly. I feel like I've criticized you in the past for playing too slow, but it's so difficult finding that right balance.
Yeah, I think I did play this one a little bit too quickly. I think I was too comfortable and thinking my position was good, and then I started getting into trouble.
Yeah. Well, it's an art understanding what the critical moments of a game is. And sometimes it's really difficult. But here, if I'm entirely honest with you, like when he starts sacrificing a pawn with knight e6, it screams critical position, right?
I thought I had to go into that line because I had thought about it.
Yeah, no, well, I mean... Well, you could have played it slightly differently. Like, for instance, you could have taken with a rook on e6, which gives you the e8 square for the knight to defend d6.
Oh. Okay, I'll look at that.
And also, you could have, when you played b5, you had the option of taking his rook and then going queen a5.
Oh, I see. I mean, I would have still been pretty bad there, right? By that point.
I mean, the computer thought, I mean, you would have been up a pawn. Like, if you're going to suffer, you'd rather suffer up a pawn than anything else.
Wait, did the computer really think I could have been okay there before I pushed b5?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, you're right. I did play too quickly. I just assumed I had to do that.
Yeah. Well, Engine was still definitely preferring white, but after queen a5, you get to win the pawn on c5.
Mm-hmm.
And just not having to deal with that passer makes a big difference.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, I'm going to review my game. I'm going to try to learn from it. I'm also new in the Benoni. This is my first Benoni tournament game ever, so I know it's going to take a little bit. I'm going to review it. I'm going to try to learn from it. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll get a win.
Yeah.
And then try to break the cycle.
Yeah, break the cycle. Well, tomorrow you'll get the win. Well, it's not 100%, but I feel confident because with the white pieces today, you played so well after the opening. Like with the white pieces this morning, after like move 19, you played a perfect game.
I'm just really struggling with black.
Yeah. But it's
You think
it's
fixable
fixable.
longer
Yeah,
term?
no, it's
Okay.
fixable. It's not, because right now you didn't lose because of the opening. You didn't, like, yes, you had the black pieces, but that in reality didn't really affect the result so much.
Yeah.
It's more about now finding the balance between using too much time and using too little time.
Okay. All right.
But one thing I wanted to mention is that I feel like I also said this to you on stream like a week ago, that when you have to go like e6, e takes d5, it's generally nice to do that as early as possible.
Oh, I thought so before castling?
Maybe even before knight f6.
That's not what was in the lines though. You in the lines you gave me, it was always after castling. That's why I did that.
Okay. I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure I had some lines where you go e6, ed5 before, because basically the thing is that for white to capture with the e pawn creates a very different situation than when white captures with the c pawn.
Yeah.
So there were some lines in which I wanted to capture on d5 as quickly as possible to avoid white having e takes d5.
Got it. Well, if you can send me the corrected lines or how I should have played this opening, that would be really helpful, especially since it's new. I want to keep fixing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, there's many different move orders, right? So I may not have had h3 on move, the move he played.
Yeah.
But I might have knight f3, e6, h3. So it's like, it's a very tricky opening to get right because everything kind of looks like each other.
Yeah. Okay.
But also, if you can let me know if, yeah. No, I'll look into it. I'm not sure we even covered h3 on that move. But
we didn't, which is why I was looking at other files.
yeah. So, but it makes sense. I definitely covered h3 one move later. And there, I think I wanted to go e6 early.
Got it. Okay, we'll
figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay, well, thank you, chat. Thank you, Hammer. I'm gonna go film my recap video, and I think I'm gonna hit a sauna after.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much, everyone. Oh, also before I log off, I was thinking it is just very cool to be able to play classical chess, and I know I lost now 2 games out of 3, but everyone's been really supportive, and it means a lot, and I've been enjoying it even when I lose. So seriously, thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye. Good job, Hammer. Thank you. Went a lot better than the talk yesterday. It really did. But I didn't really want to tell her that she was wrong about the opening. I'm pretty sure this was covered. That she should go e6, e takes d5 as quickly as possible. And now I'm very tempted to open the chess stuff and double check. Oh gosh. I knew chat trained you, she says. Open it, show chat. I'm curious. Okay. Wow, you're even listening in. I thought maybe I had. Okay. Botez, accelerated Benoni, Zummery. I mean, we're probably not gonna open everything, right? We're not gonna put it on the main screen, are we? Are we revealing all the notes? Tricky play, waiting for... Yeah, well, I always have e6 on move 1. Let me just let me see if I can screen grab this for chat. Trying to do things. Sources. So basically what it says, chat. Basically, here we go. It says tricky play, waiting for e6 before playing knight c3. So we didn't look at h3, which is what he played, but both after bishop d3, e6, and knight f3, e6. We always go e6 immediately, as quickly as possible. And part of the reason is this line here. Because here, after e takes d5, there was an interesting concept with queen e7 check. But yeah. It's tricky stuff. Delete the VOD. God damn it. Leak theory. She wanted me to check it. Everyone has my prep now. It's good prep though. I'm so confident in this prep. Not showing it at all? Wow. It's so good prep, it doesn't matter if people know. Delete the evidence? But I still don't want them to know? Ah. Okay. I might get fired, chat. I thought I saved myself with a pep talk. And now I'm getting fired. Rip VOD. Cut it out, Gerber. The VOD's gone. The coach is gone. Can you talk about the hoodie? Wow. Okay, apparently, because I have now destroyed all the prep, we have to try to sell some hoodies to make Alexandra feel better about this whole thing. Please buy the hoodie and avoid Hammer getting fired. Use code HAMMER to show your support for the coach. No, Coach Hammer? Code HAMMER. Code HAMMER for 0% off, but as a message to say that you appreciate Hammer giving insights to top level prep. I will say this in my defense. The prep I'm giving Alexandra, the prep I'm making for her is better. Better than the prep I did for Magnus in the World Championship against Anand. Because, you know, I learned some things there. I'm more experienced now. She's getting better than World Championship prep. And I just let chat see what that kind of level looks like. I didn't reveal the BotezLive prep. I gave the audience insights into the world of chess, which is part of the goal here at BotezLive. And the goal is also to sell sweaters. So please buy sweaters and save my job. Hammer trying to save his job. Yeah, also saving my job. This stream is being sponsored by Coinbase, the trusted platform used by Alexandra and Andrea for all their crypto purchases. Coinbase also has educational resources if you're interested in learning more about crypto. Use command Coinbase in chat to learn more and visit their website and app. Please don't fire me. Show us a hoodie. This is the hoodie. The black hoodie for a black day of chess. With the little BotezLive on the sleeve. It's really comfy. But I'm nervous about using the white hoodie tomorrow for the white games. I'm not sure the white hoodie is white anymore. There's some chocolate stains on it. It was a long day. You know, it happens. To be decided if Hammer is here tomorrow. Oh gosh. I'm sure she said that for the memes. She probably said that for the memes. I hope she said it for the memes. Watch Dina. Yeah, let's check in on Dina. Vila, are we oh no. Sorry guys. No more Dina cam. I guess we'll just quickly check on her game. The Dina cam is no more. But we can get her position real quick. So this is Dina's position. Let's pretend Dina is now Alexandra Botez. And Haidarson. Wait, where's Dina's queen? What the? Okay, I'm gonna venture a guess. I'm gonna venture a guess and say that this was probably not played. I'm gonna guess she probably took with a pawn. And then took with the queen. And I am happy to inform everyone that Dina has one pawn more than her opponent. It's looking good. It's looking good. Yeah, both. Something was up, Anamaya. Computer says it's good. Well, the computer has been... I think the computer was bugged as well. Oh, wow. And Freddy trying to make clips and the VOD has already been nuked. Oh, gosh. This stream, huh? What a stream. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow, guys. 9 a.m. Pacific. No, actually not 9 a.m. 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Pacific. That's 11 a.m. Eastern. 3 p.m. Reykjavik. And 5 p.m. Oslo. He doesn't know, says Dave. Okay, let me rephrase. I might be back tomorrow. I might be back. 4 p.m. UK time. Let's do it again. 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Iceland, 4 p.m. London, and 5 p.m. Oslo. Hoping to be back. What time in Central? Calculated. We're not doing more time zones than that. Okay, we're going to send off a raid. I do think Dina has good chances of winning this, but we lost Dina's cam and now the game has also been bugged. We can console ourselves with that she's up a pawn and should have good chances. Bye, Hammer. It was nice knowing you. Well, if I am not back tomorrow, you can go and see me do stuff either on my Twitter or on my Twitch. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. Self-promote? I might as well, right? If I'm getting fired anyway, what do I have to lose? Self-promo before getting fired? I mean, that's just good common sense. I don't even understand why you guys are reacting. Raid yourself? Honestly, not a bad idea. If someone else doesn't start a raid soon, I might intervene. Gerber, can you start the raid or do I need Vila for that? Oh, raid happened? Oh. Why am I talking to you guys then? Bye.